Alright guys, welcome back to my video, and today is a good day because we got the new event and also 3 new characters. And I have to say they look pretty impressive. But among the 3 of them, this Zeta trio, I would say one of them might be actually more superior than the other. And well, gotta say, it might be actually Scirocco. Not exactly the-0, but Scirocco is amazing. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about them one by one, right? And the first one, we won't get into Zeta first, but we're gonna go with Irma. Yes, Irma's tag is more like a very at the surface you might think like, oh yeah, it's kind of niche tag, but not exactly. If you like the UC units, especially Zeta and onwards, you will find that she actually supports a lot of units. The Psychomo actually covers from Sazabi, Narrative, New Gundam, and even Lesigne. And also you're gonna have this, the Red Gundam, G-Quax, and also Phoenix. Yeah, I think it's Phoenix. And then you will have the Zeta 3 from the development, and also unicorns, and whoa, yeah, the-0, of course, the-0 and Zeta, of course, right? So it actually covers a lot of units, and Beltorchika actually gonna be a premium support for any UC based maps, because the amount of characters he supports is like huge. I mean, yeah, I don't have much of them, but I mean, I have 4 of them, but yeah. So it's a really nice support to have. I don't think it's some kind of like she's the UC version of Lakas client, because Lakas is one-shot killer support, right? And then one-shot killer, there's a lot of that in both Seed and Wing and also X. So yeah, this one also covered quite a lot, because a lot of Gundams in the UC era is using Psychomo. So Beltorchika is great, and also with the heal, it might actually, personally, I would still prefer an energy regain, but heal is also great. But I'm not really sure, it's 40% the standard. I remember Tifa Adil has a, no, not Tifa, Sumeragi has 40%. I didn't remember if Lakas has a 40%. Let me check on Lakas client first a bit. This is the same. Yeah, it's the same. So the standard is 40%. Yeah, so it's pretty standard, but the tag that she supports is great. And I do think if you like the UC in general, she's gonna be a great addition to your team. And also it's like, wait, it's not 36, right? The standard is 25. This one's a bit lower. This one is as good as Tifa Adil with 25%, because Lakas is still a bit better here because she has like 30%. So it's quite big difference, I see. I mean, 35% is not that big, but it does have you get away with that sliver of health or sliver of damage that you actually need. But maybe she does compensate this quite high attack, I guess, for Beltorchika, but I'm not really sure unless we actually level up. I'm finished leveling up Lakas, but yeah, as for now, Beltorchika is good for any UC title maniacs, right? And the next we're gonna talk about, yes, our boy Kamil Bidan, and oh boy, he looks awesome in this. I mean, you see that blue hair, basic green hair now, right? But yeah, I mean, Kamil is great, but the first thing you will notice this is that he lacks the chance step. Yeah, he's not Setsuna or Char Asnable, because the chance step, if you are going in the earlier level or any level that requires a lot of unit to be taken down, for example like the Seed expert, yeah, you might actually want more chance step in your attacker. But other than that, Kamil actually has a very nice synergy with Zeta itself, and perhaps other kind of Zeta. So Kamil's ability is more like movement, critical rate increase, which is 50%. This is higher than I believe the Crossbone Gundam's pilot, and also repair level 4 60%. This is even higher than Yonabasa. Yonabasa is like 40, I guess. Yeah. So this sound might sound like, why does an attack on the HP restore? But that's because Zeta actually work kind of, you know, counter kind of attacker. You know, like how you use like Hyakushiki and stuff. And yeah, the reaction is awaken and reaction. So he's actually he's stronger than Charles Noble instead of awaken. He still has a higher awaken stat than Charles Noble. So he's very good with awaken type unit, and also the damage dealt is 20%. It's nice. And yeah, Ayugi is actually a lot of unit. It's a lot. It covers Lesikne. It covers the whole Zeta line. It covers the Hyakushiki line. Remember Hyakushiki, right? Hyakushiki is a very amazing Gundam you can actually use. And also it covers the double Zeta line. And also, yeah, this one is Zeta, right? It's mostly Zeta and Hyakushiki line, but it does actually cover quite some strong units, including the new one, the Oberon, the Over Armor. Yeah. So, and the skill might not seems that, you know, useful unless you actually look at Zeta itself, right? Zeta Gundam. Okay, let's start first with the ability. Zeta has mostly attack increase, evasion increase, and this is the point. This is the point. When the HP is above 75%, increase on attack by 20%, and that's why Camille needs to have a lot of self heal. Or if you have a lot of defender, yeah, you gotta stack the defender around Zeta, and then let Zeta counter attack while your defender takes the damage, or you can just heal next turn, right? So, but the ability, like standard, is beam saber. Any Gundam have it, and the grenade launcher is standard. You don't really need these two. The giant beam saber apparently becomes a normal ability now, and is quite hefty with 5004. And also we have the hyper mega launcher. This is nice because it's increased critical damage. So this plays with, if you want to increase using Camille's critical rate increase, this is what you're gonna use. The hyper mega launcher is a very long range, 5 range, but unlike the normal Zeta, you don't have the debuff on the enemy. You just like have more critical. But the problem is careful with accuracy. So you have an opponent with a high mobility, you gotta be careful about it, right? And the next one is his EX skill. This wave rider charge, and this one is, I believe, he can turn into the plane and smack you up with his plane mode. And this one is 7,000 power, man. It's a hefty amount. 7,000 power at level 5, of course. And this one actually, the higher HP, the greater weapon power, and it's like 20%. So it's much better than Hyakushiki. It's much better than the likes, like and like I think it's Exia. No, it's Strike Dragoon has the similar ability as well. Strike Dragoon has 2 range and also the HP, but this one, the 20% is a hefty amount. This is why you would want Zeta to have as much HP as possible. Personally, I do think its 4 range is quite okay. Even, I mean, you have the other weapon which is 5 range. So, and also this ability have no blind spot, which is great. So Zeta is more like a very one hit kill kind of, you want him to kill the bosses and higher and stronger targets instead of the smaller ones. I mean, usually you use Sasabi or Exia to actually take down smaller opponents and then take the boss. But for Zeta, I think you would want to actually get in their face and, kind of tank hits, or maybe counter hits. It's more like, I do think it's more like how you would play Hyakushiki in harder stage or expert stage, right? 7,000, I would want to compare that to Exia. I mean, I have the Exia at level 5. So 7,000. Yeah, it's actually stronger than Axia's ability, and even stronger because Axia only have up to 17%, and Zeta UR is like 30%, 20%, with the power of 7,000. So that on itself is stronger by 5%. The base power is stronger by 5%. It has better range, and also it has better buff. So it is actually, what you lose in the chance step due to the pilot, Zeta actually kind of, compensate with how good the damage gonna be. And don't forget this HP condition is insane on him. So yeah, that Zeta is a very very strong. I do think it's one of the strongest attacker we can have today, because I don't think Strike Freedom hits that hard, because Strike Freedom is more like a semi AoE, and Zeta is definitely a single target. And yeah, if you like Zeta and you want a very strong single target main attacker, yep, he's your boy. He's strong. If you want him, you like him, you won't regret in pulling him. Just be careful that unlike Axia and Sasabi, they're the pilots. I mean, like Setsuna and Char. Camille doesn't have the extra chance step, so you gotta be careful with that. If you are used with how Axia and Setsuna and Char rolls, you might need a bit more tweaking to actually be more comfortable with Camille. And also, one thing I want to point out as well is that the Hyper Mega Launcher is actually range. This is a bit problematic because Camille is mostly an awakened kind of attacker. Sorry, he's awakened type, and then most of this is only the Giant Wind Saber is a awakened type. So you actually want to increase this one, but again, if you want this one, you only increase if you want to kind of, save energy, right? But most of the time you would want the wave light. The Hyper Mega Launcher, it doesn't really synergize well, unless you put it with someone else, maybe Asuna. But again, the critical damage increase, you need the skill from Camille. So yeah, this is a bit less lack synergy happening there, because Camille's stats is not focused on range. And now we gonna go with our final and best character in this one, because oh boy, no, it's not about the O itself, but it's more about the Scirocco. So let's talk about the O first. So it's standard, as a max energy, and also when Vigor is super high, he gets on attack, and 10% is okay for the support. And I don't really know why you want higher mobility, unless if you want to go PvP. Mostly this thing won't go to the front line, right? And also the beam sword is okay. The EX is a beam sword EX, right? So it actually increased damage taken from beam weapon. So my comment about this is like a lot of skills actually a bit. There's quite a lot of damage taken from beam weapon increase. Like we have freedom with that. Even the SSR Wing Zero has that, right? And the other one, I think it's only, the other one is this one, Psycho Pressure, increase damage taken from special weapons up to 25%, and I do think this one is pretty dope. It's just that the range is 3. Maybe that's why he have the higher mobility, because he need to be getting closer if you want to use that Psycho Pressure. But standard is like 4 range. I do think the problem with the O is I don't really like the range. I would want my support to have even bigger range so I can cover more area, right? So that's my problem with the O. However, Scirocco on the other hand, this bad boy is freaking awesome, right? And first of all, his ability. 20% attack increase when he pilots this kind of, and also executing the support attack or counter. Like most other supports is actually having this as a energy. Yes, like I think almost all they have reduced energy usage. But Scirocco here is, oh boy, 20% attack increase for any support type mobile suit, and that's is insane. And the other one is support attack counter +1 without any restriction. And this is why I do think he is the better one, because let's be honest, a lot of us would actually go to attacker, and then we find out that in one map we don't actually need more than 3 attacker, mostly 2. And then we actually don't really need much tank unless you're going with the counter attack strategy. And what we really need is mostly a supporter, and a very very strong supporter that can shoot twice. This is where the Scirocco comes in, and a support attack is great. This one is great. This one is okay, I guess. You don't really searching for this when you are using your supports, especially in expert states, and I think you would want to use your UR pilot in any unit that available that kind of fits with the or attack. For example, for Scirocco, it's gonna be new type, awaken kind of start, special attack. Not special, awaken type, right? And yeah, the other thing is this normal ability. Yes, again, this is what for me is very interesting for support to have, is like the boost range. Sometimes you just want to, get one more shot in a very long range. Yeah, you can use this one. And also the morale increase is very good for support. And of course, he has the energy restored by 50%. This is great. I do think personally for support, the best ability still is the attack increase, like what Amuro has. But for this one, it's not bad, really. Morale increase, I do think morale increase is great. And energy recharge is great because, again, Scirocco doesn't have the energy efficiency percentage. So he might actually want energy recharge. And one thing I want to point out is, it's not that detrimental to not have the energy preservation, because mostly any support unit has a lot of energy, like we can see here from The-0. The-0 has a lot of energy, right? And they can shot quite a lot of attacks in one turn, and you don't really need that energy reserve that much. So I do think if you want a bit more oomph in your attack, in your support attack, Scirocco is very very good choice. How do you read his name? Scirocco or Scirocco? I'll just call him Scirocco, whatever. Again, the awaken, he's more awaken start, so you might actually need to cater into that. I do remember Quebly has awaken kind of ability for support, so it's a nice option for him as well. And yeah, that's all of the 3 new units, and they're kind of great, to be honest. They're kind of great. Zeta is a very good one-shot killer kind of thing. It's not actually one-shot kill attack, right? But it does hits very very hard with all the abilities combined with whatever Camille can do. And then we have Scirocco, who I think is the best choice here, because 2 supports, again, 2 attack support, and also the increase 20% is just, this guy is not the O, is not the O that we want, but this guy, Scirocco, is the one that you want. Because again, you can use it in many other states, and you can fit him in many other support unit, and he can still shoot twice, and that is a very very important thing for the support to have. And then last we have Beltorchika, which I do think, like, personally not as strong as Lakas, but she does kind of support a lot of unit. She's going with 20%, 25% at the base, not 30% like Lakas again, but the Psychomu unit, there's a lot of them. So again, if you like this unit, feel free to pull for them. I mean, they're great. You won't regret it. All three of them is great. So if you want to aim for them, go for it. Yeah. So good luck with your pull and see you next time. Bye bye.